Here's my latest little project. Picked up some cheap, cheap, I think $2 for all of them brass butterflies. And they was ugly. Hit them with some good old brasso. Polished them up. And got some coat hangers. And used, as you can see, that is a small, I think that's a number 10 fishing swivel, so that things swivel. Gotta have things swivel. Coat hanger. There's some, I believe it's green copper wire, or maybe it's steel. Anyways, it's just like that hobby wire you can buy at the hobby shop or electric shop, or like me, find it in an old coil and just run it off the coil what you need. It's already insulated, so it's pretty much rust proof and copper. Hey, put a little dab of glue. You build these things, you balance it starting at the bottom, and you work your way up. You get that one balanced, and then that one to both of them, and then that one to those two, and then so on until you reach the top. This one, I use wire on a lot of these because a linkage is less likely to foul and tangle than a piece of string. However, I did use this string, which is it's canvas tent thread, U.S. military grade. I know for a fact because I got it from the U.S. Army, and it's this stuff lasts forever, about strong as steel. You can't break it with your fingers no matter how hard you try. Matter of fact, I'll give you an example. Zoom in on up, focus. If you see them, you see what look like three little, well, they're supposed to look like birds. Them things is probably about 20 years old, hanging on the same dang piece of thread they always have. This military grade. It's made for stitching up tents, some old canvas tents and whatnot. And it's hard to find. I use it very sparingly. But the thing with a mobile, which is what this is, it's just a standard mobile, nothing fancy. The fancy part is the swivels. That's your fancy. And the $2 I had to spend. But the big question is, will it be able to survive the sometimes 30, 40 mile an hour winds? This is pine tree. She will sway. I guarantee you that branch will be dipping way up and down. And the thing with stuff like this, when the wind really get blowing, hit about 30, 35, can't have it getting tangled up in stuff. It'll rip it apart. I may have to remove that one branch right there. But it's already a dead branch, so they ain't no biggie. But hopefully this will last 15, 20, who knows how many years. The brass will no doubt green up. Might lose its shine, but hey, nothing a little brasso won't fix. Stabilizing these butterflies was probably the biggest problem. Had to resort to these wire harnesses, and that way I can adjust the angle, the attitude, and all that good stuff. And putting this up, after I put it up, I realized you want to vary the wings a little bit. Not all of them want to be the same. I might come out here and tweak on the wings. And it being a cloudy day, being a cloudy day, we ain't getting the shine like I'd like to see. But when the sun come out in a few days, come Monday, this should be right pretty. Nice little eye catcher out here. And when you get far enough away, the rods, I may paint the rods green or black, but get them to where they disappear against that background. And then all you'll see is them gold butterflies kind of swirling around, like hopefully like a little cloud of butterflies. And if it's worth the trouble, who knows? I might give it a little land feature underneath for them to swirl around and be supposedly sniffing at. But it looks fairly pretty. And it's built to last, it should last 50 years, if not more, provided the wind don't tear it apart. That string lasts, shoot, that stuff, man, I've yet to see it fail, even after 30 some odd years. Crazy strong. Anyway, that's that. Another one of my little outdoor art projects. Here we are, dead of winter. By the way, this is dead of winter. This stuff should not be blooming at all. But there it is, trees included. These trees used to have gobs of nuts on them, but the flowers get froze, so there ain't no nut making. As you see there, them things right there, they've been floating on them strings for, geez, 20 years, maybe more. Something like that, long time. But yeah, I try to keep the yard features a little bit interesting. Have a little stuff hiding here and there, you know. Some of it's strange. Some of it blow your mind. Some of it cute. Some of it pretty. Some of it just a big damn mess. Anyway, you know, what's up with that and all that? Well, I need to go check a rat trap under the house. We done had some kind of giant rat living under there. He ain't fell for the spring traps. But yeah, I'll get him. Been a couple weeks on it. Even the HVAC repairman got surprised when the rat jumped out. Hopefully we'll get this little rascal. And that's all that is all. And today, which is the day after I hung it, wondering how this will survive in the wind, we are having our wind tests, apparently. 30 to 35 mile an hour gusts, straight 15s, thereabouts. Been going on all day. So far, the creation like it is handling at least these winds. They're again using wire links instead of string for most of the mobile connections, the verticals. Seems to keep them from wrapping and tangling up as bad as they would have otherwise. So success on the idea. So I see there where they got some that like they go to wrap, but because it's linkage, it's not quite wrapping, which is good. I like it when things go according to plan, because it certainly looks like a bunch of wild butterflies just flip-flapping around for sure with this wind. I didn't really want to put it where it gets this much wind. However, anything outside, I can see where I do need to work on some of my linkages. You notice this here is a piece of wire that, depending on how it's slanted, depends on how that hangs. What I'll have to do is shorten that linkage. And we got two trying to tangle. Let's see what happens. Will they eventually untangle, or will they remain tangled, or what? No help from the peanut gallery, got to do it on its own. And untangle. See, those are fairly simple. It's just two-point connection. The fewer joints in the link, the less chance of it tangling. Those two would like to mate, but it seems like it's working. So design approved, wind capable. I do need to perhaps make an adjustment. We'll have to see how the balance and axe are holding out, but it looks good. It looks like she's working as I wanted, and as per prediction, minus a little tweaking on the balance on the bottom one. Shorten the vertical beam so it doesn't flex as much, and that'll straighten that on out. So another yard pretty toy. Didn't cost very much to make it all. Probably total materials less than, oh geez, was it $2 for the butterflies, and then some two old oak coat hangers, a little bit of hobby wire, swivels, well under $10, probably more like 7, 8 at the most, plus labor. The biggest labor went into thought on how to keep them from tangling, how to get it all to balance, and what type of design would be aesthetically pleasing, giving the impression of a little cloud of butterflies, gold butterflies, circling around in a mating dance, or whatever you want to call it. So it does seem to be working properly. Like I say, spent weeks thinking about it, how to get it to do the way I wanted it to do without screwing up in this kind of weather. Because this kind of wind, a regular standard mobile, that thing have been nothing but a mass of knots and a mess. And you'd spend a half hour to an hour picking it out, getting it straight. Using wire linkages gives the freedom, mobility, while apparently keeping them from getting too tangly. Those two seem to be the main ones right there. I believe if I was to move that pivot point a little bit, make this one slope a little bit more that way, that may help. We'll see. Like I say, normally a mobile in this type of weather would have been a tangled mess. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars tall. Yeah, it'd have been an unholy mess if it had been done with strength. Anyway, that's that little project looking like I want. Pretty little butterflies in a too high of a wind. Was not really made to be displayed in this, but was made to withstand it.